Welcome, everybody, to Bad Science Sunday, where we take a comedic approach to debunking science misinformation on the internet. And surprise, surprise, it's just the two of us today. Yay! Vandy, do you want to introduce yourself to the kids?
Hi, I'm Dad. This is Mom. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I'm just kidding. You're not our children. But seriously though, Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Yeah, no, I'm an
Yes.
anti-magnetologist, and I don't know that magnets are like the main. He mentions them, but it's not worth covering.
Of course he does. Because he knows you're watching and he hates you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's more that you chose the video and you hate me.
Look, it is
A little bit
so
of column A.
hard to choose a video anymore where they don't bring up magnets or magnetism.
Do you
Um,
make any effort?
no.
I would, yeah. So how
I
would
don't
you
have
know?
to. I don't have to. It's just like, yeah, manna from heaven. It just appears.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. That's fair. You know,
All right. So,
I skipped the first section,
yeah, thank you.
the introduction because
I'm so glad I didn't have to tell you that.
yeah, I will say I have not yet put it to 1.25. I can do that right now,
you
but
can.
okay, I'll do that
Oh,
right
it's
now.
13 minutes. I forgot about
It,
that.
yeah, and
Hmm.
we'll see how it goes.
We'll see
This
how it goes.
video, the
Yes.
title of this video is Billy Carson, Multiverse and Manifestation, Surfing Through Dimensions for a Golden Age.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
You
So
guys are
Billy
so
Carson
welcome.
official has 659,000 subscribers. Why, God, why? Why? And this video
He was on Joe
from
Rogan.
from 8 hours ago. This is hot off the out of the oven. I didn't realize
Yes.
this
No,
was
you
so
know
brand
what?
new.
I forgot about that. I was actually looking for mother, like, I'm like, okay, it's Mother's Day. I'm a mother. Ah. And I was looking for like bad science from like women, mothers or women or, and then in my, what's the thing on the side, the much watch or
Recommended?
recommended. Yes, in my
Yeah,
recommended
yeah,
was like
good.
Billy Carson, hot takes from 1 hour ago. And I'm like, oh my God, sweet baby Jesus. Like it was just, yeah. I
I
was like,
mean,
we're doing this.
thank you,
But
tiny little baby Jesus. Baby Jesus can't even talk yet,
no, you were
like
right.
me.
You were right the first time. Baby Jeebus.
Baby
Thank you.
Jesus. All
Comes through
right.
sometimes.
Yeah. So the first minute and 14 seconds of this, um, eh, eh, is it doesn't matter. We're not covering it because
Is it just them
it's
sucking each
not
other off?
funny.
I know they like to do that
Well,
sometimes.
I mean, it's mostly one way.
Hmm.
It's mostly like this is the low pressure system and this is the high pressure system. So like the
Right.
suction is going, yeah, yeah, things are getting
Now, did
sucked
you see
from
that
here to
Professor
there.
Dave video about Bill Maher and Terrence Howard? It was
No.
like 5 days ago or something.
I is that there might be two Terrence Howard videos from Professor Dave I haven't seen yet then
There's like three or
because
four.
well there I but some of them I have seen is my point.
Hmm.
Like
No,
when
like the
he
newest
made
one was like earlier this week. I don't really I threw it in my watch later and I was going through it yesterday. And I swear the first 5 minutes are the two of them sucking each other off. It is so crazy.
what do you remember when we had what's her name the neuroscience lady from the Big Bang Theory who had
Oh yeah, Mayim Bialik.
yeah and the the genuflection, great word.
I remember it from
But
Catholic
yeah,
school.
it immediately gets yeah. I didn't know that word until college.
No, yeah. If you go to
But then
Catholic
I
school, you
began to
learn
do
it
it.
in the first grade. I'm sorry.
That's a that's abusive. All right, let's see where they're going.
Change my situation. If that one thing worked, what else can I do to make other things work? That's all the beginning process of the beginning steps of learning how to manifest. It's about writing down goals and then taking action.
In this series,
I mean, he's technically not wrong.
The reason we chose to start at 1 minute and 14 seconds is because when you look at the thing, like that's where the boundary is. So it was an easy choice. But he was actually sort of like concluding some decent points about how like you need to set your mind, like if you want to change your life, then setting your mind to it and thinking about things and trying to be the change you want to see in the world can help.
Yeah.
It is not true that if you just work hard enough, everything will work out. That's not true.
That's not true. And also, if you win $1 million, a bag of it's not going to fall from the sky. So that's also not proper manifesting.
Yes.
But
yes.
Writing down goals and writing goals. Yeah, I am pro.
Yeah. And so like we didn't have a whole lot to respond to that. And we do actually try and do fair use. So yeah, if you want
Right.
if you want to see the whole thing, you can go to the channel. We've shown it here.
Yeah. I mean, you can. That's the thing you can do.
What is the source? This field of consciousness that we're all series. We've delved into what is the source. This field of consciousness that we're all connected to.
Okay, so you go.
So when I hear field, I think about like maybe a classical field in physics or a quantum field. Generally, I think of one of those two things, or I think of like a place like that public park where the red flag guy runs around back and forth. That's what I think when I think of
so
field.
like a sports ball field, like a hockey field or a baseball field or football field.
Or like
He's talking about none
field.
of that.
No,
Everything we
no.
just there's no physical or non-physical but mathematical fields here. No, this is he's going to call it a quantum field, and you may want to replenish that glass.
How do you access that source at a different speed or a different level than most people?
I was shocked that he didn't use the word frequency.
No, I'm proud. I am proud.
Me too. Because speed, level, both bad, but less overused than frequency.
Right. We know that we're living in a wave-particle duality universe, right? And that wave.
Hey, Andy, you're a physicist.
Am I?
I did not know that we are living in a wave-particle duality. What?
Universe? So, like, if I'm going to be charitable, that's, like, not wrong. If I'm going to be less charitable, it's not even wrong. And being told that you're not even wrong is like an old school classic insult in physics. I think it goes back to Wolfgang Pauli, who a student came up with him with a hypothesis that's just like completely unfalsifiable. It's just like a completely extra thing that you could put in, and it would explain anything. It wasn't useful. It wasn't helpful. It didn't give you anything to do. So he said, "It's like this isn't even wrong." And so being not even wrong is not a thing that
it's not something one should strive to be.
No, it's like when you don't even get an F, you get a referral to the local hospital or something.
It's like you're not even like, wow, it hurts. I don't think you're ready for this class, or this class certainly isn't ready for you.
That's a good way it's a diplomatic way of putting it, right? But I will say that if I'm going to be charitable, like if I were having a conversation with just a person that I met, somebody from the chat or anything like that, and they said that we're living in a wave particle duality universe, I wouldn't, they're not wrong. Wave particle duality is a concept that is fundamental sort of to quantum physics.
Sure.
And the basic idea is that there are experiments that you can perform on a quantum system where the outcome is particle-like, and other experiments where the outcome seems wave-like. Like when you do the classic double slit experiment where you send particles they could be electrons, they could be light, anything, through two very closely spaced slits, then if you just sort of do that and look at the pattern that they form on the detection screen, it's going to be a pattern that makes a lot more sense if you think of these particles as behaving in a wave-like fashion, sort of delocalized and spread out, and they're able to interfere with themselves. However, if you look at it and you look at each individual time the detector is triggered, that always happens in discrete chunks.
Okay.
You measure a click here. When you measure a photon, you don't measure it everywhere on the camera at once.
Right.
That photon hits 1 pixel.
Yeah.
1. And that is a particle-like behavior. So it's more that the quantum systems, when you measure them, sometimes you're going to get a wave-like outcome, and sometimes it's a particle-like outcome. And the double slit experiment is the classic one, because if you just turn down the intensity of the light, then you still get this pattern, but each individual hit on the detector is a single particle. So it's both of them. So in that sense...
Okay, yeah, it's like, the difference between measuring one photon and measuring the pattern of multiple photons.
Yes, exactly. And the pattern makes it look like everything's behaving as a wave. But the fact that whenever you measure one, you measure one, and it happens at a spot.
Specific. Yeah, you can't detect a wave if all you have done is the one, obviously.
Exactly. And so that is the way it behaves as a particle. So a joke that physicists like to make is that in quantum mechanics, it's a case where the answer to a either or question is yes. Because it's one or the other, depending on how you're sort of measuring it. But
no, it kind of reminds me of the nature-nurture debate that we have in psychology. It's like, it's a little bit from column A, a little bit from column B, and depending on who you're talking to, it's going to be a little bit of a mix here or there, but
yeah, absolutely.
Wave also is a fractal of a wave, so as above, so below, right? And that wave also is a fractal of a wave, so as above, so below.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, come on. What's a fractal of a wave? Like can we?
So a fractal is a shape. I don't know if fractal necessarily implies self-similarity. I think it may simply imply an infinitely rough shape. The coastline of England is a classic example. If you measure the coastline of England with a meter stick, then you're going to get some length. If you then come back with a foot-long ruler, you're going to get a longer length because it's going to be able to go into crevices that the meter missed. If you keep on making that ruler smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, the coastline of England keeps on getting longer and longer and longer and longer. The other way that it's often described is a self-similarity. Like you have a copy of each little pattern that you then tile on, and you keep on zooming in. And that's what you probably used to see with the Mandelbrot set, like visualizations, where you're just zooming in, and every 10 seconds, you're a billion times more zoomed in. But it just keeps on having more the same sort of structure, and it repeats in a lot of ways. That's all dumb and wrong here. It's not like
so
that.
When I asked Google, it said a fractal of a wave in essence. Now this is Google's actually working with me here today, because remember when I was talking about that the study that is coming up. God damn it. Google was just like that. Like those words don't even belong in that order, bitch. Like that is like pretty. Yeah, it might have been a little nicer to me, but not much.
Yeah, the
But
others.
I'm sorry, Google says a fractal of a wave in essence is a wave pattern that exhibits self-similarity, meaning similar details within the wave are similar to the larger wave structure, which sounds like what you were explaining. Are we getting the holy whiteboard?
So
Yay.
this is the whiteboard. This was the last time I had the whiteboard. I had something like that. So if we take one of those waves, I have to find my marker. Oh, it's underneath.
Take your time. I see the tomato-looking applesauce.
Yeah. It's haunted. Okay, don't. Very, very dangerous. So if this is one wave where I'm cutting out the bottom of it, and that's like not so much fun. So that would be like a wave, right?
Yeah.
Then you could imagine if you zoom in on this and you look at this section, now you can imagine what if it was like that, right?
Okay.
So this one wave now, we're adding all this other little structure on it. And now if you take on that guy and you zoom it out, now that guy is like that. Okay?
Yeah.
It's not as clear with the squiggles. But every time you zoom in, it looks something like that. Just layered on itself more and more and more and more and more. And so that would be like a fractal wave. And one of the things about this wave is that at every point, like this looks smooth here, right?
Okay.
Like this area right here looks smooth, but we know it's not. It's actually got this little spike here.
Okay.
Right? Sure. And then that little spike also has these little spikes here, which is this little spike here. So at every point, this smoothish wave is actually infinitely like rough and sharp at every point in space. It's infinitely spiky because you're just constantly making it a little bit more crinkled up whenever you zoom in.
Oh, wait a minute. Now your internet's slow. Okay. I was looking to see if it was just me, but like when I look at the live.
I'm sorry.
Now I'm seeing like wait, spirit food. Did somebody say spirit food?
I didn't hear that.
The chat is asking what is spirit food. And that is a great question, for I also do not know.
Where's spirit food? I don't feel like I have any. I'm wearing my shirt inside out, but that's all I got. Yeah. But so a fractal wave would do that. Mm-hmm. Fundamentally, that is actually impossible. That's impossible because that would require, if something is obeying the Schrodinger equation, it won't produce a wave function like that. It won't, because all of those really, really sharp bits would smooth out. So you're not going to get a self-similar fractal quantum field. You simply will not.
Oh, there's also this reality wave that crashes over you where people only recognize the moment that they're in when that moment hits them.
Oh, he's trying to describe time.
Okay, well, that is not an explanation of time that is sufficiently precise for a physicist to respond to. That sounded like the ramblings of
a Billy Carson. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like they're standing at a shoreline with water crashing over their body. Now, but there's a whole other level of reality. A lot of scientific...
I'm sorry. So Andrew said, the spirit food detour was my father was asking what to feed my mom. Feed her for real food. Oh, God.
Studies have been done by doing something as simple as putting somebody on a roller coaster and taking them on a very steep dive and seeing how their mind processes that time. And I started noticing different things. People were processing time in a different way depending on different situations.
This is not a physics phenomenon. This is you. You have to explain this, Maya. This is your field, not mine.
There's like, I don't know, in psychology, I know that there's like people studying, and I'm not up to date on any of the shit, like why time appears to go faster, like when you're in a party versus when you're really bored, and like da 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 da. It's a perception though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, so
Yeah.
I like there's a whole field of like, and I think Shannon said that she's like more into that's kind of what she does, but I can't remember the term. But Shannon Q. It's sensory. God, it was like S&P, sensory and perception psychology, which deals with that and behavioral. So, while we do deal with levels of perception, it's not really like this, and like just physicists like actually like can quantify this. It's not like because time has appeared to go faster for me. If I were just like, if you handcuff me to a anything and said, you stay here in the house, time will have appeared to have gone more slowly for me, my perception of it, than it will have for you at this really fun party that you were at or perceived, because helping the party in is also perception. Yeah. It's not going faster for the party goers than the help. They are not further in time than the help, which is, I believe, what he's kind of getting to. But yeah, no, I denounce all of this.
Yeah, what he's doing is he's taking advantage of the fact that you have these subjective perceptual differences in the human experience. Mm-hmm. Time flies when you're having fun.
Right.
A watched pot never boils. Opposite sides of the same coin, right?
Right, exactly.
But he's doing that, and then he's linking it up to the idea that the theory of relativity is a thing, and sometimes time goes all timey-wimey. But it does so in very specific ways. And
and so when I said, it's like, God, before he was saying some nonsense about like these waves, and you perceive what you perceive when it hits you. So, if I've been having a lot of fun in my life, I'm going through time and I'm experiencing you in the future, but it may or may not be your now, right? Your now could be you because you've had such a long and boring life of studying physics. Well, it may have gone slower for you. So your now may actually be 31, at some point in your, in that year.
Yeah.
Where, and so you haven't actually caught up to me and all the fun, because, I'm way in your future with all this fun I'm having. And I got to tell you, since January 20th, tons of fun over here. But that's not a thing.
It's not a thing. And the clocks on screen don't help.
But for $5, Jester says, when will the Weasel Easel be restored? That is never happening. We're trying to talk him into buying a new one, but he insists that they're so crazy pricey.
Well, a proper one is like a cheap ass one, like the one I had before, is not. But that one was also crap. Like, there's a reason it broke after like 7 episodes.
After you fell into it. My God, after it broke your fall.
That was pretty funny.
It really was. Will magnets be
No. I can't tell if I froze or if...
Did I freeze?
I froze. That was me that time. That time it was me. I could see on my internet.
No. Are you sure?
It might have also been you.
At the thing, it looked like I froze. All right, but
Well,
we're back. That's the
Started
important
noticing
thing.
different
indeed.
things. People were processing time in a different way depending on different situations. So time is not one stable, solid thing. This is time. Time is malleable, right? And
This I like how he says this is time and then cuts to whatever the fuck this is, because this is like a weird clock graphic. It's not time.
Yeah, that's
Um,
AI clock. That's an AI clock, not time. But
yeah, I don't.
yeah.
I'm not like. It's not terrible, but it's not time.
the way we can experience it is also malleable. Now, one thing I found into the spiritual realm was that once you begin
We're in the spiritual realm now.
Physicists do not spend a lot of time thinking about the spiritual realm, because that's not a term that's well defined.
I mean, we just we can't do it. And the important thing about science is that it doesn't pretend to. Science is the
Yes.
study of the natural world. It is always said that. So, those of you who are looking for science to prove or disprove a God, sorry, that's not what it does. Those of you who, I'm talking to you, Yex and Flurfs, like where, you think that you have to disprove science to prove your God. It's not helpful. Anything that you can do with science is science, or science, like can science can use to kind of, I don't know, further itself or learn, or I mean, I'm just saying that there's been a lot of things that have been disproven, and
Yes.
really not with religion, but with it's the field that it was in. um and we
There's a
grew and we learned more. It didn't prove a God. Keep just sorry. And I'm not, again, not a anti-theist. I just, science and religion are just two separate things. You're gonna have to learn to live with it.
yeah. Yeah, I don't even personally, I don't even think that they're really two different like approaches towards answering the same questions. That's like a
Mm-mm.
very common perspective, but I don't
No,
even think they're that.
no.
I don't I mean science in the way that it exists now as like an organized discipline did not exist for the vast majority of human history.
Right.
Um the closest you would come to it would be those people who um used a sort of systematic application of reason towards investigations of the physical world. And what you're doing is you're combining philosophy, which is like the application of reason to problems generally, to the natural world. And you know what we call them? Natural philosophers. And those were the people that then became the scientists. But
Right.
religion is, religion has
Well,
ritual.
right. But yeah, and the thing with religion, people like to say it gives them their moral system, which
It doesn't.
okay, but
Your life experience gave you your moral system.
but let's just say it did. Still not, to your point, like that it's nothing to do with science. They're not, you know, there's not two sides of the same coin. Different coins, totally
Yeah,
different
yeah.
coins. It doesn't deal with spirituality, and it also doesn't deal with the supernatural, which is the other thing that religion reports to. Um, what's the word? Describe?
Explain?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, all that. Science specifically says it does not deal with either of those two things. Um, your morals can perhaps guide like your interest or what it is that you're trying to figure out. And I'm thinking of eugenics specifically. They try as they might to determine that men are smarter than women, or that white people are better than black people. They couldn't do that with science. We had to
Yeah,
come,
no, yeah.
yeah, we had to come to the idea, to the realization that we're all equal. Darn it
Yeah.
all. And that's things that science does. Their morals said this it should be one way, and science showed no, it's not. And again, that's not two sides of the same coin. That's their morals dictating their scientific interest, and then science coming through and showing what facts were, which is what
Yep.
science does. It finds the facts and as best that we are able to at that moment, an unbiased way. And that's always going to be a
In the tap
process.
Sorry.
No, I'm done.
into a higher level
You
of
know what? I
thinking.
am not done. Actually, yes, you're gonna have to tell me how to get you money one of these days, because Vrillian and Left-Handed Jedi, God damn it,
Buy cotton.
they want to give you money for your Weasel Easel fund, or your Weasel Easel. They want to fund your Weasel Easel.
I should get it made out of like antique coastal redwood.
Well, I mean, we have
The look
$10
on your
here.
face.
We have $10 here. So, I mean, if you would like to chop down one of those trees, this might buy you a cheap axe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm just going to start chopping down redwoods, I feel like I'd have to bail money is what I need. Right?
You're not wrong. But also,
And consciousness, where you
well, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
We're gonna move on. This is more fun. Jester is a cultist for 15 months. We are so happy to have you. Jester would like to know if I know where you live. I can narrow it down to the state and the city. From there, I haven't asked.
Yeah, I don't.
I
She could ask Al. Al knows my
mean,
address.
I could ask and he would tell me, but I
Yeah.
haven't asked. So,
To be fair, I also do not know your address. I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever asked either.
I mean, you
so.
do know I'm like half an hour from where your brother lives, and you know his address, and yet you will not see him.
I don't know his address off the top of my head.
I didn't say off the top of your head. I was just like, how do you not know where your brother lives? That's bad. Bad,
Yeah,
brother.
I-
Bad.
I might know where he lives. Oh, I think he actually moved since last time I knew where he lived.
You're a great brother.
actually tapping
You're not even wrong, Maya.
into the knowledge of the universe, you begin to rise up a little bit higher in terms of the way that you're experiencing time, and you're now surfing that wave. So instead of waiting for the wave to crash,
Time is not a wave, okay? That's a sentence that I can imagine there being a version of it that kind of makes sense. I can't think of a way to steel man that. I would not describe time as a wave.
I don't even know how you get there.
The closest I could do would be gravitational waves, which are ripples that propagate in space and time. And then that is a wave in space-time.
Space-time. Sure. I'll yeah.
But that is different from time being a wave.
Yeah, that is not what he's talking about. And I
Yeah.
award him no credit and give him no points.
Award him no points, and may God have mercy on his soul.
Indeed, that there.
There we go.
Oh, really quick though, we are getting money. More money, more money, more money. Two Guys Talking History, friend of the show, says, Happy Mother's Day, all. Thank you. Thank you. I have Daedalus back on.
I have no idea why I was included in that.
You're not
So-
all. Well, I mean, you're all the weasels in a trench coat, but I'm pretty sure he's talking to all
weasels are
mothers.
male. All the weasels are male. So
Mhm.
none of the weasels are mothers.
Okay.
over you, you're actually closer
Motherfuckers?
to real-time information.
Huh?
Motherfuckers?
I mean, not me, okay? It's been 66 years, Maya.
Oh, God.
Because you are now surfing on the wave. And scientists have done studies where they showed that
Oh, this is going to be stupid.
a person can be experiencing what's going to happen in the future between 6 to 8 seconds ahead of time. Put somebody in a room, put images on the screen, let them watch this screen. Every 8 or 10 seconds, we'll put up another image and then see how the brain processes that data with a cap on, with sensors on it, to a computer.
Do
I hate him
keep
so
going?
much.
Do I want to let him finish the topic, or this
Yeah,
is
did you
a
have
really
something?
stupid? No,
It hurts. It burns.
I kind of want to repeat it
Okay,
to make
yeah.
you suffer the way I so often have to suffer.
A person can be experiencing what's going to happen in the future between 6 to 8 seconds ahead of time. Put somebody in a room, put images on the screen, let them watch this screen. Every 8 or 10 seconds, we'll put up another image and then see how the brain processes that data with a cap on, with sensors on it, to a computer. All of a sudden, the brain was sending information to the computer long before the image even showed up. Then this scientific experiment, which was discovered by accident, started to get duplicated over and over in many laboratories.
This never happened. This never, ever happened. Not once. Not once. Certainly not multiple times. I didn't even know what the fuck he was talking about because, like, I don't know where to start with that.
It's not even wrong. This is what I'm talking about. Right? You're understanding what I mean and why it's an insult.
What happened, psychologist? Did I miss a meeting? Like, I feel like this would have stood out if I had read about it. God.
Like, so when I first heard this part of the video, I thought the only physically remotely reasonable thing, which is not that your brain reacts 6 to 8 seconds ahead of time, but rather that your brain doesn't react until 6 to 8 seconds afterwards.
Later,
Because
that's long. That's really long.
It's really long. We'd all be dead. Like driving, you'd be dead.
It's really long, but it would actually make sense. That would be something that we could study.
It would be physically possible.
Physically possible. I don't know how. Like, okay, so you're flashing something on the screen, and it registers 6 to 8 seconds later. I don't know how you, or I'm sorry,
earlier.
Apparently. Yeah. How do you even know that?
The only way you get that result is bad experimental design.
Either that, or the brain is being stimulated by something else.
Which is.
Yeah, no, like I'm thinking about something else or something else, I'm seeing something like I have ADHD. I'm looking at, something on the wall or somebody passing or, like, I don't know. Clearly this is AI on the screen here, but let's just say they're in exactly this room. But let's just say they're in exactly this room. There's so much fucking shit going on right now.
Right?
You don't know what this thing is measuring, whatever the fuck this thing is, because that is not what things look like when we strap electrodes to the head. But
if you want proper electrode strapped, you gotta shave that shit, I would think, generally. Maybe now you have less invasive ways, but like the best data is gonna be from shaved or from actual like in the brain brain surgeries are done with the patient conscious often.
Yeah.
Which is horrifying, like weird and dystopian. But
they work it out. But yeah, I'm like, I don't even know how you would like quantify, like how do you even measure that? It's like, oh, I'm going to and honestly, honest to God, if there are electrodes firing and you're not thinking about that the next slide isn't supposed to come up for another 6 to 8 seconds, you're assuming that something else is going on. Something else is stimulating the brain. You don't assume that the person is physically 6 to 8 seconds in the future. That is not a good way to think.
Because suppose that we are wrong, that Maya and I and all of physics is wrong, and that you really can have this essentially short-term precognition. you would be able to design an experiment that would perhaps not convince us, but at the very least, like, rule out like all the other systematic effects if you're careful enough. I bet once you start doing those, though, you get to one, and then the effect would disappear. This reminds me of the famous horse Clever Hans.
What was that?
So
Like,
Clever Hans was a horse that could do basic math problems ostensibly.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The thing is, and this wasn't realized until after he'd been touring with his owner for like,
a
a
while.
His owner had to be in the horse's vision, peripheral vision, for this to work. Because the horse was not doing math. The horse was responding to micro expressions and micro body language that the owner was doing. So when the correct answer was written down, the horse knew to paw at the ground. It's difficult to remove those effects. It's not impossible, though, since if it was impossible, we wouldn't know that explanation about Clever Hans. And when you put the guy's owner in another room, couldn't do math.
Couldn't do math at all. Yeah.
and so, like, that's what's happening. I do have a question, though, that is, I think, kind of related to this idea. Sometimes, if I am listening to a sort of background thing that I am not paying attention to, and then I will hear a name or something that causes me to pay attention, it sometimes feels as though my attention turns on before the phrase, like, say it's my name, before my name is even halfway through being pronounced. Like, I tune in.
Yeah.
It feels like I tune in almost before I had the information, but it's always just like a fraction of a moment. But like, that's the closest thing that I can think of.
No, we actually know why that happens. And you will be shocked that we don't believe that happens because you're actually in the future.
Why do you have to crush my dreams?
All your hopes, all your dreams, fuck those bitches. But for $5, Jester says, we are a proud people. Makes more sense now that we know they're all male.
Okay, the proud people encompasses weasels that are also female. It just happens to be that the trench coat squad is all male. I am not limiting weasel pride to only male weasels. I want to be clear.
Pride for everyone.
And realize, wow, we are experiencing time with a delay. So,
and this is why I thought that experiencing with a delay is the opposite of what he just.
It actually is. It actually is. But Billy's so fucking stupid. He doesn't know he just contradicted himself. So
what we think is real time is delayed 6 to 8 seconds. Some people, when
if your perception of time was delayed by 6 to 8 seconds, you would die most of the time you went out for like a car ride. Maybe not most, but
I don't know why he would think this. It is so nuts to me that he would think this. And I'm just like,
to be fair, I think he thinks the opposite, but
sure, but like,
that's also dumb.
Right. No, also, yes. Also very dumb. Like, let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. He thinks both. Fucking why? Like, oh, I pulled it up because I wanted to talk about like the actual study, the statement that and so I put in Google, I'm like, I have no idea what he's talking about. Like, maybe Google knows of such a study because, even if I could just get the abstract, I know that like I could say, hey, Vandy, do you have this paper? Because I might want it for the stream. You could possibly get it for me.
Yeah, I'd have to. At home, it's a little bit more difficult, but I can probably figure out a way to patch into the university system and get it. Yeah.
Um, but okay, but I was just for shits and giggles, I threw it in Google and said the statement that the brain sends images 6 to 8 seconds before they're visually perceived is inaccurate. Visual processing in your brain occurs very quickly, typically within milliseconds, according to a study by MIT. You're kind of familiar with MIT. Yeah. Is that
Yeah,
a
I
credible
mean,
institution?
very credible.
Okay. Well, there was a study where they, studied this. And it is not saying anything that Billy says.
Shocked. I'm shocked.
What MIT found is that the brain can process and recognize familiar objects within 100 milliseconds. 100 milliseconds, and even unfamiliar images within 13 milliseconds.
Wow, that's pretty fast. 13 milliseconds is pretty fast. 100 milliseconds is 1/10 of a second. That is
It's
like a
familiar.
perceivable, yeah. Like if somebody pulls up yesterday I was out for a run, and this kid who apparently has no self-preservation skills whatsoever decided to just run right in front of me, and so I had to do the like tall person like blah, 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 like curve thing where like I'm relying on the fact that I can lean way far forward and then sort of like do the contortion, so my center of mass went through this kid's head, but I never touched him because I'm bending around him.
That is Cirque du Soleil, sir.
Yeah, no, it was because like his brother like ran across, and I was like, I did have a little bit of warning because I was like, I have a feeling this kid might not see this, but I'd still be surprised if he didn't. And I was able to contort around, and I remember hearing the dad being like, "Sorry." I just kept going because I'm like, I didn't fall, I didn't trip, I flailed and did a weird thing, but like, just keep going. It's fine.
If you chose not to have kids, not mad at you.
Yeah, I mean,
because they do shit like this. But B.S. Lewis, who is a father, and keeps the mother around the house, as you should, celebrates 10 months as a cultist. B.S., thank you. And B.S. Lewis says, "Happy Mother's Day, nitties and vaginas to all." Mwah, mwah.
When you get into a specific type of meditation where
also, I just wanted to say, this guy looks like he might need a back massage. I feel like he's got some
knots,
some muscle knots, right? Oh, right? Like you can tell just looking. Oh, it might be AI. It might be an AI back.
You don't say. From Billy Carson, I'm not that shocked.
For a hobby, transcendental meditation, or even thought experiments, you can then find a way to transcend that and be closer to real-time information. Well, we know that the way that we perceive energy and fields and magnetism.
We what?
I'll go back. I cut him off in the middle of everybody else's favorite word, after all.
Oh.
You didn't hear that? The way we perceive energy and fields and
No, I didn't hear that at all. You should go back through it.
The way that we perceive energy and fields and magnetism and time and everything else is all very spiritual.
Oh, can you turn on the captions though?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look, it got the magnetism in there.
Yeah, that was the word I literally
fields and magnetism.
That's where I paused before. I said energy, fields, and magnet.
No, it's magnetism.
Time and everything else. It's all very spiritual.
It's not.
It's all very spiritual.
Those are not spiritual things.
No,
those
gravity,
are things we can measure with instruments.
Which is spiritual.
No!
But I
Is
mean,
there a spirit meter I don't know about?
a spirit meter. I love it. Oh, ooh, who would have a Jordan would have a spirit meter. We haven't shown Jordan in a while. I am sure he's actually been doing a Jesus series. It's been a little boring lately.
Well, I mean, that's because you're not in touch with your Christ consciousness.
That is true. That is true. But my unfinished sock, who celebrates 2 months as a cultist, says, "Don't spew stupid techie bullshit. Like and share instead." You know what? This is sound advice. Who has not liked and shared the stream? Slackers, all of you. Andy,
We're
we need to
talking
hear
about
about the spiritual
multidimensional
magnetism.
thoughts. The way our mind works is multidimensional. The way the universe works is multidimensional.
That is technically true. There are at least 4 dimensions. There are 3 spatial dimensions and 1 time dimension.
Is that what he's talking about?
No, that's not what he's talking about. You know what he's talking about, Maya? Here,
Magnets?
I'll tell you what he's talking about. No. You're gonna have to. I'll write it down.
Are we getting the holy whiteboard out? Nothing. Oh, that probably would have been my
nothing.
Oh, you know what? Kaden is reminding us that there are PKE meters. The Ghostbusters have them. Those would be spirit meters.
I have no response. That's a fair point.
And so what somebody's doing at that point is they're tapping into the field. And the field has all information. And we know that through the pineal gland, which is your spiritual antenna, it has the ability to receive information as well.
It's part of your brain. So yeah.
So our cells even are receptors. Now we know
everything receives information, okay? If information is like a
well, I mean,
some
yeah,
discrete, literally anything could be information from a physics point of view. There are physical definitions of information. The one that I'm sort of the most familiar with would be like, and this might be the definition. No, Shannon information I think is explicitly in the context of information. Information in physics, you can define it pretty well and pretty rigorously as being the information of a physical system is the number of yes/no questions that you need to ask to know everything about that system. Everything. If your physical system is you have a single electron somewhere moving at some speed, oriented in some way, then you need 3 bits of information to like explain where it is in 3 dimensions of space. You need another 3 bits to explain its speed or velocity or whatever, and then you need some other information to explain how it's spinning. And you can describe that system, and then maybe you need to also know the mass and stuff like that. But you can articulate in a quantifiable way how much information that system has. It's
okay.
So you can imagine, therefore, Maya, how upset people like me get when I hear people talking about how genetic mutations can't produce new information. If there's any new stuff about the system, that's new information. anything that's different, anything is information.
Yeah. Unless you're a young Earth creationist, in which case it is lies
Magic
from the devil.
Juice?
Yeah, all of those things.
Oh, come on. Why are you putting this on screen, Maya?
Oh, I totally forgot that was there. That was an accident.
Yeah? Is it an accident like you not changing the logo for the anti-magnetologist membership tier?
Oh, whoops. No,
Mm-hmm.
that is just laziness.
Uh, Laziness or deliberate
ADHD.
cruelty?
ADHD. I don't know what to tell you, sport.
ADHD.
Oh,
Give us the
yeah,
link.
we do we have I have one of those. Oh, hey, look, it's you. I don't know where my thing is.
I know where my thingy is. Sorry, that was
Oh,
not safe for
whoa,
work.
whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah, we don't need all that.
Close enough.
Oh, here it is.
My favorite part of that is how the ADHD just moves off the screen.
It's like squirrel.
This through real scientific
ADHD.
experiments. Our cells also receive information. So we're talking about the ability for our body.
Yeah, that's like what hormones are. Hormones are like a chemical information signaling system that your body uses. Nerves are an electrochemical signaling system. I'm sure you know others.
Probably, but like he's not talking about anything.
Yeah, he is, Maya. He's talking about nothing.
This is
Oh, wait,
truth.
that's what you said. Yeah, that's fair.
Body and our mind to receive information directly from the field and give us that higher level of sensory perception that gives us the ability to do incredible things. And so I would like to be able to travel
What incredible things have you done?
into the future to kind of see the propagation wave of what we're doing now. Because really what we're doing now is we're time traveling. Even this show.
What? Wait.
How fast are we time traveling right now, Maya?
1 second per second.
You're not exactly. You read my fucking mind. So yeah, I guess we're doing that, but everybody knows that's not what we fucking mean.
I'm just now realizing. I'm like, wow, dead air. But like, I'm trying so hard to make it make sense, and I'm like, I mean, I do like to try to steal man when possible, but like, it makes no fucking like. Okay, you are like the master still manner. Like you do this contortionist shit that pisses me off all the time. Make it make sense, like because what's happening?
Okay, well, let me. You want me to bring out my top tier BS skills to steal man
Yeah,
this shit?
yeah,
Okay, hold
yeah.
on. I gotta go back a little bit.
The field.
Run and
give us
jump.
that
I get it. Yeah, do
Yeah.
that.
higher level of sensory perception that gives us the ability to do incredible things. And so I would like to be able to travel into the future to kind of see the propagation wave of what we're doing now. Because really what we're doing now is we're time traveling. Even this show that we're doing right at this
Time
moment
traveling.
is a time.
We are
Yeah,
moving forward through space.
Through time.
All right, yeah. Space time. No, just time. Gotcha.
Well, I mean, since he's sitting
Well, I mean,
in the chair.
Yeah, apparently I'm not moving through space because I'm not moving in space. So just time.
Yeah, but you're
because
on the
that
Earth, which
makes
is.
sense.
So my steel man would be that everything that you do can
Mhm.
have effects that radiate outward, and there is, if you have an event, a thing that happens in the universe, it happens at a location and at a time. For things to be affected by that initial event, they have to be within this thing's light cone. It's called a cone because when you plot it on a two-dimensional thing where the
Okay,
x-axis
gotcha,
is
yeah.
time and the y-axis is one dimension of space, then it's a cone. The point is that two things that are a light year apart, if you have a butterfly flap its wings, it can't affect the thing 1 light year away until a year later. It takes that much time. So the speed of light is more properly and more fundamentally, I think, considered to be the speed of causality. It's the speed at which information transfers is another way that physics would put it. I think that saying it's the speed of cause and effect is a little bit more intuitive, but all of this starts to like you're starting to get into some fundamental concepts about relativity. The constancy of the speed of light was what like one of the things that clued Einstein into his deep revelations, and there's a reason people hadn't figured it out before him, with the possible partial exception of Poincaré, who was also a genius. So there is an outward propagating like wave of your effect, but it not in like a way that isn't kind of obvious. Like if you throw a rock into a pond, you're going to affect the stuff near the rock before you affect the stuff on the other side of the ocean, right? Like it.
Okay.
That's all I got. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, people are throwing their panties, money at us. So I'm going to go with that. For $2.22, My Unfinished Journey says, Hail Nero, Hail Maya, Hail Weasel, and Hail Magnetic Blood Cells.
Traveling show. We're traveling in time consciously because the words that we're speaking are cymatic frequencies that are emanating.
I don't know what that means. I do not know what the word cymatic means.
Oh, we can look for that. But for $2, Left-Handed Jedi, who's got to be coming up to a milestone here, so we'll give him the triple air horn. For $2 this time around, Left-Handed Jedi says, do you think he practices this in a mirror? Like the grift. It's like, give me money. Give me money. Give me money. Give me money. That's
yeah.
I need to practice my grifting skills in a mirror, apparently. Thank you, Jedi.
We're traveling in time consciously because the words that we're speaking are cymatic frequencies.
So what does cymatic mean?
Oh, yeah, I was going to do that. Where you could have done it while I was like practicing my grifting skills in the mirror there. But never mind. We will cymatic. Google, give me cymatic. Cymatic is a Siemens brand encompassing a wide range of industrial and automatic products.
Does he mean synaptic? Like a brain synapse?
Ooh, oh my God.
Like a synaptic frequency still doesn't mean a whole lot, but at least it's it
would make sense with the pictures he's showing there.
So to me, these look like if you took pictures of
I'm not saying
like individual.
I'm not saying those are actual brain scans. I'm saying that an AI, which he only uses to illustrate points, would probably generate something like that if you prompted it to.
So if I wanted to get this output, I would say, can you give me a grid of images that look like hydrogen atomic orbitals that had sex with a snowflake and a jellyfish? I feel like I'd get something like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to say, I've never put that prompt into, because all of our thumbnails are, pictures of us atop AI backgrounds. Now, that particular prompt I have never entered, but okay. Oh, okay. So Holly is saying cymatic, cymatic. So let's try that.
Yeah, to be fair,
Cymatics is the study of how sound and vibration create visible patterns, often on the surface of a plate, diaphragm, or membrane.
Yeah, we've shown this before.
Okay, well, there we go.
These are cool.
That does look like this.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, these are
Yeah, I do
cymatic. Is that
remember
what it's
doing
called?
something like this in a different stream. So the patterns are formed by the interaction of sound waves with the material, making invisible forces of sound visible. And this
Yeah,
field
exactly.
explores the relationship between sound, vibration, and the creation of geometric and symmetrical forms. Now,
Like that's pretty cool.
that is cool. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
So
So we won't
that's what he's
hold
talking about.
Billy. We won't hold Billy accountable for the AI. He's probably using no, we are using YouTube's AI for the what
Yeah.
you call it. So all right,
Oh, for the captions. Yeah, fair.
captions. Yeah. So
Fair. Yeah.
fair is fair. But Billy, I'm almost positive is fucking this up in some kind of way.
Almost positive.
I'm trying to be charitable.
My isn't that my role? Wait, oh, whoops, sorry. I'm still playing the other thing. I was pressing the play button.
That was pretty cool, though. Thank you for bringing that up.
That are emanating right now into somebody's ear. The cochlea is picking it up, processing the information, and altering their future reality. Something that
Okay, if that's what he means by time traveling, the fact that stuff that you do now will have effects on later things in the universe, that is the most useless definition of time traveling I have ever heard in my life. Right? Like, yeah.
Like 100%. Nobody has ever in the history of ever used time travel in that way. But if he's trying to be a maverick, well, way to go.
the cochlea is picking it up, processing the information, and altering their future reality. Something that I learned from reading the Sumerian tablets, actually.
What the something okay. I'm just going to go out of limb
altering
here.
their future reality.
Billy Carson has never read a Sumerian tablet.
I mean, I have read at least one more Sumerian tablet than him, and I've read 0. So, and you know, unlike Billy Carson, we actually know people who can read Sumerian tablets.
We do. No, it looks like Dr. Kip is agreeing with us, though.
Yeah. Dr. Kip, does Dr. Kip know Sumerian?
Dr. Kip knows Billy Carson, who is too afraid to call him back.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I find that hilarious.
Tablets, actually. They call themselves
really quick, though. I'm sorry. For $5, Envy is Political says, people who think science and religion are two ways of answering the same thing should read Thou Shalt Not Freeze Frame by Bruno Latour. It's an essay. I have to look into that. Thank you. Envy is Political.
Yeah. Of destiny. And
also, that's a good name. Envy is Political.
So these ancient Anunnaki Atlantean people, the leaders, they would actually...
So when I saw this clip, you know what bugged me? The clouds. The clouds just seem...
The clouds?
Yeah. Really...
So you were just like, Billy's voice is so fucking annoying and everything contained in them that I'm now getting pissed off by clouds. I would like to yell at them.
Yeah. No, it's a defense mechanism where you just like... You chamber off a whole thing and package it up to jettison it later. So yeah, the clouds seem like bad AI. I'm not even like I'm pretty sure this is bad AI, but
like Atlantean
like
people, the leaders.
It's not what clouds look like.
They would actually look into the future through these crystal tablets. They call them the tablets of destiny, and they would see potential future outcomes, just like in quantum physics.
No!
Oh, that is awesome. The tablets of destiny are exactly like quantum physics in that they can tell the future.
Just because, like, a thing, when you contemplate it, leads to multiple possibilities in the future does not make it identical to quantum physics. That's dumb and bad.
All right, so the Mesopotamian tablets of destiny are clay tablets believed to contain prophecies for the future and decrees of the gods, granting the possessor power over the destiny of all beings. And Billy has decided that these are real things that actually do what they are purported to do.
What does he
Just like quantum physics. Oh, this is great. He's so dumb, it hurts.
Where's my Clorox?
Every future reality exists as a superposition, as multiple potential outcomes. And so they would then search through that. When they find the outcome that they specifically want, they hone in on it. They focus on it, they meditate on it, and then they begin to put action behind that particular reality, thoughts and actions to make that collapse into their reality.
Bro, you gotta stop trying to explain wave function collapse. Full stop.
Okay.
I'm just gonna end the sentence right there. You need to stop trying to explain wave function collapse, Billy Carson.
Hey, we have people here that would totally get off in hearing you explain wave function collapse. Like in 1 minute or less, though. Because I'm not one of those people.
Wave function collapse is a phenomenon that I believe. So I believe in the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. I think that when you perform a measurement, what's actually happening is that you are becoming entangled. The small quantum system that you're measuring is becoming entangled with the laboratory and the macroscopic world. There is still another branch of the wave function which is happening. It's just not the one that you are experiencing. So wave function collapse is the thing that we call when we make a measurement and it gives an outcome that is predicted by what's called the Born rule, where the probabilities are associated with the amplitudes of the wave function. But fundamentally, I believe that is occurring because that system is becoming entangled with the entire rest of the world, as opposed to it actually is selecting a single outcome of the possible outcomes. I think that now, if you thought that was completely unhelpful description in describing wave function collapse, that's gonna partially be because you have to know a little bit about what a wave function is to understand what the Born rule is.
I don't know. Leo was here,
No.
and assuming that Leo is still here, if that was a bad explanation, Leo would definitely tell you about it.
Yeah, that's true. Now I'm scared.
Tunnel. Well, if they can do that, why can't we do it? So I started experimenting. I would do thought.
Bro, there's a lot of reasons that you can't explain physics, for example.
Wait, start at the beginning.
There's one main one.
Oh, he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Same page. Maya and I, same page.
Experiments with myself. I realized that every decision I make is going to have a consequence. It could be a good consequence or a bad consequence. And so I began to do thought experiments. Well, let me try this. Let me think about.
So thought experiments are great.
I don't think experiment means what he thinks it means.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Because he's saying, let me try this. If you're saying, let me try this, and you're actually trying it, that's not a thought experiment anymore. It's just an experiment. It might be a bad one, but you're doing a thing. Sitting there in your armchair and just smoking on a pipe and contemplating, that's thought experiments. That can be extremely useful. Einstein did that at a level that very few other people in human history have been able to do it at, and he was able to have insights that were deep and verified by later experiments. But when he described the theory, Einstein wrote a short book called Relativity, and in that book he talks a lot about people with flashlights and lanterns standing on trains that are moving very fast compared to observers that are standing on the station that the train is going through. These are all thought experiments.
Gotcha.
They are thought experiments because there were no trains then. Maybe now, if maybe you could get a very slight effect, but to see the effects he's talking about, you need trains traveling at a significant fraction of the speed of light compared to your timekeeping equipment.
Oh, real quick. First and foremost, Omnivore believes you've been doing it all wrong this whole time. God damn it. And then nobody
sorry,
ever.
Omni.
And somebody asked if I have a Discord. Yeah, it's called In Time. Titan, if you're awake, can you please give them that link?
Well played.
About this, and then now let me meditate before I act on this decision. Now let me see all the potential future outcomes of this one decision until I get to the outcome that I specifically want. And then I know, okay, wow. So if I alter my decision just ever so slightly, I can get to a specific one. It's like tuning the
he's saying simultaneously things that make no sense and things which are like completely trivial and obvious.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, he's saying things, but like it's like if you were to read a cookbook.
Yeah.
But like you're like, I open it up and I'm looking for apple pie. This is how you bake an apple pie. And then you get like the story, like the first chapter of Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, but you have to meditate on it.
It's like you're saying things that we know, but like it doesn't make any sense under the heading. Like I don't.
I have a theory.
Wait, he's
sorry.
He's just so far in the future that we can't keep up with him.
Maya also has a hypothesis. My hypothesis is, well, see, I forgot it because he's an idiot. And, you know, my brain was like, I'm willing to hold on to your steel man of his idea for exactly 7.5 seconds and no longer. Which, fair enough.
On the radio. Yeah. All right. So as I alter my decision slightly, make changes to what I'm thinking I'm going to do until I find the right one with the right outcome, then I focus in on that.
Does he think he's psychic when he looks both ways before crossing the street?
I okay.
Yeah.
Probably though. Actually, you know what? If he knew that he had to cross the street and then he projected, okay, before I do that, I'm gonna look both ways. Would that be like, and then he does it? Would that be him being psychic? Yeah,
because he's like, if I look this way, if I cross it now, then I'm walking right in front of Al Trucker's transport truck, and I'm going to get just, you know, smashed to smithereens. But if I wait 5 seconds and then I go, then it's fine. And that, folks, is being psychic.
The more you know. I think, I don't know what he thinks. Because, like, again, like, he's not talking about anything.
And I hone in on that, and I put all the action and energy directly into that one decision. They're finding out through quantum physics.
Any way he ends this sentence is going to make me angry.
That spirituality and science goes together, not apart. And that the quantum physics is explaining the spirituality side. And they're beginning to realize that there's only one consciousness that exists.
That is not a thing. No, okay, quantum physics. I can think of one reputable physicist who thinks that quantum physics might be fundamental. There might be others that thinks that quantum physics might be fundamental to explaining the phenomenology of consciousness.
Okay.
this is a speculative idea. Even this person would agree, and that person is Roger Penrose. Roger Penrose is a brilliant dude, Nobel laureate. If he doesn't currently hold it, he used to hold the Lucasian chair at the University of Cambridge, which is the exact same professorship that Isaac Newton held. Bright dude. But this is not a thing that most physicists are. Most physicists are like, okay, Roger, that's good for you.
Yeah, I don't know what he's written, but everybody in the New Age community has taken that and has their own rendition of it.
Yeah, and the idea that the non-locality and non-locality and entangled states, which are features of quantum mechanics, might be related to some effects of consciousness, is not completely insane. It's also really not something that we're remotely in the position to test yet. Like, brains are way too hot and dense for us to make good quantum models of the brain. There's a reason that when we want to study quantum physics, we either do very isolated systems of like one photon with like one atom and things like that, or we reduce the temperature down to the barest fractions above absolute zero. When I cool down atoms in my lab, the last stage of the laser cooling brings them down to between 2 and 3 microkelvin. That is like 100 million times colder than the air around you. It's a completely different like thing.
Yeah. Oh, so we have a question from the chat. Subtle Dragon would like to know if you studied spirituality in order to obtain your degree.
I would say no. I did go through a mental health crisis in 2019 that led to me embracing mindfulness meditation as a practice that I continue to do today. And some people use the language of spirituality to describe the insights into the nature of human experience that you can get through that. I personally don't. I don't find it a useful term. And it certainly wasn't like a required thing. So no, but the steel man is, meditation is useful.
Yes.
I don't
we say this probably once every other show, like fucking meditate. And if you can't get your mind to be quiet, it's even more of a reason to fucking meditate.
Yeah.
And I behoove everyone in the chat to look into different types of meditation.
Different types.
Yeah. There's a bunch. And with most of them, doesn't require you to clear your mind.
It's not about clearing your mind. It's about recognizing what your mind is sort of doing. At least the meditation that I find useful. And meditation is a big field. It
is. And I think that most, I can't believe we're an hour and 23 minutes in, and we didn't think we can get through a 13-minute video. And we always, every time we say that, there's a bunch of different types of meditation, and there's more than likely one that can work for you. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I 100% believe that it's worth looking into. So, don't give up. Oh, fuck. Hey there, everyone. What you doing modding there here, Titan? Titan, look, listen to me. Titan isn't made a mod. Titan is a mod. He comes with the channel. Like, you have to go through all this like back alley red tape paperwork to get him to like unmod your channel. He just comes with the show, and it's fine. You just make your peace with it. It's fine.
If chat really wants, I can totally mute Titan.
And it appears to be permeating everything throughout the entire universe. not just every human being, but everything that exists, every individual atom that exists is also part of this whole energetic field of this grid, and also is tapping into this multidimensionality, this higher dimensional universe that does exist. So
wow. Is it me or was that all bullshit?
It was all bullshit. I can't even steal that.
But there are
what?
quantum fields that elevate to a higher dimensional universe. And you can see here it does exist. So get to steel manning, physicists.
My steel man is that he has no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
Oh, wait, so it's not just me?
No. No, it's not just you.
Intrinsically connected to this multidimensional universe consciously. So all this is now just.
How do we not get that in? The quantum particles consciously elevate to the multi-dimension. Oh my God, I can't even get it out of my mouth. Oh, it's a concerted effort. I love it.
Finally becoming proven by quantum physics.
Proven. God. Oh yeah. Because we all know quantum physics is the one branch of science that proves shit.
You know what quantum physics predicts? Quantum physics predicts
particles will consciously elevate to the next dimension. Look, I'm trying to learn. And he just said it. So I passed that.
Okay, I've unmuted myself. No, that's not what it predicts. Why are you like this?
I'm just regurgitating what Billy, what Billy is cooking.
Did you imprint on him? Are you a bird?
No. More of like a troll.
Oh, I thought you were going to say goddess.
Oh, yeah, that too, obviously, because you can read, right? But now, totally trolling.
I can't read. Who thought? You don't. That's why I went into physics. Okay, I'm good at math and stuff. I'm not good at reading. Okay,
that's great because neither is Billy.
Yeah.
Quantum mechanics, standard physics, and all astro.
What the fuck does he mean by standard physics? And now it's quantum physics and quantum mechanics. Those are mostly the same thing. Those are the same thing. Sometimes people like to say, use the term quantum mechanics to mean non-relativistic quantum physics, and quantum field theory is relativistic quantum physics. But these are not hard and fast rules. It's just there is a vague tendency. Standard physics is. Does he mean the standard model, which is a synthesis of a lot of different specific quantum mechanical
I don't have a whiteboard here, but I'm pretty sure that what he means is nothing.
Yeah, there we go. Nothing means nothing.
Bam.
Astrophysics are all coming together and realizing, wow, we have something special here. We're beginning to understand how the mind works.
Yes, we do have something special here. Our modern understandings and explanations of physics explain a stunningly vast variety of data. The lambda CDM model for cosmology, which is not my field at all, has 6 parameters and is able to fit an enormous amount of very diverse observations. Signals that come from the cosmic microwave background, which occurred which would have started propagating at around 180,000 years after the start of the Big Bang, compared to features of that. An enormous amount of data is explained by models with a very small number comparatively of free parameters. It is physicists spend so much time looking for data that is not explained by our best models. That is incompatible with it. And we don't find it. We find things where it's like you need something extra, but that's not saying that the current model is wrong, that's saying that the current model is incomplete. Those are two different things.
Yeah.
If you think that, okay, you can explain most of the physics that you see by these four fundamental forces and stuff like that, and then there happens to be other stuff that you can't explain entirely, like dark matter. Dark matter, we need another type of particle. It doesn't work with any of the particles that we already have. There needs to be something else. Hopefully it's not just a particle that really just interacts gravitationally, because if it is that,
So does that mean that all science is wrong and therefore the evangelical God?
Well, yeah, because I'm a NASA shill.
Oh, yeah. I saw the pictures.
Yeah.
Works. It's a real simple equation. It's thought.
Oh my God. I swear to God, he's going to say it's a real simple equation, and then he's going to bust out E equals MC squared plus AI. Did you see that meme?
No.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
Oh my God, that is so funny. Let's what are we doing? Here. All right. Oh. I can suggest an equation that has the potential to impact the future equals mc squared plus AI. This equation combines Einstein's famous equation, which relates energy to mass and the speed of light, with the addition of AI. By including AI in the equation, it symbolizes the increasing role of artificial intelligence in the shaping and transforming of our future. This equation highlights, did this get downvoted to oblivion or whatever? Because, like, this makes no goddamn sense. Wait, I can't hear you. Oh, you're muted.
I don't know how that happened. So this guy that responded, you can't see all of it, but you can see parts of it. Physics. This guy has a background in physics, which is commented out here, and specifically he works at Princeton. That says Princeton.
Oh my God.
And his response to this suggestion, which, by the way, came from, and I know this because I've seen the unedited version, came from a consultant. That's what the CON here says. So the consultant said, I would like to suggest this modification to Einstein's equation. And this physicist from Princeton responded,
What?
And
I love that I had the same response as a physicist from Princeton. Thank you.
Yeah. Because this dude, when this went viral 1 or 2 years ago, like I had multiple people at work show me this meme.
Okay.
Somebody posted it on our lab Slack channel.
What?
Like, this was so funny. People were like, you have no idea what the purpose of this equation is.
Yeah.
Like, at any level.
No, I mean, and you heard me, like, just stop reading in the middle of it. I'm just like,
yeah.
There's no purpose. Like, it's not going to make more sense. I'm wasting my fucking time. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I need to hydrate my brain. You let it play. I'm going to be right back. I need to get a bottle of water, though.
Multiplied by action equals manifestation. I can read 1,000 books and memorize all that information and sit down in a chair and have all.
No, you can't. No, you can't. You know how many people can read 1,000 books and memorize all that information? Like on the planet, like maybe 3 or 4. There are people with crazy memories out there. It's not a life you want to live. Apparently, like you literally can't let things go. You are not one of these people. You are a grifter. So no, you cannot memorize the books, the contents of 1,000 books. I don't care. I could give you all the
Memorize like verbatim or like, I mean,
that's what memorize means in my opinion.
Okay.
Right? Like Paulogia used to have a good chunk of the New Testament memorized. Like he could quote it word for word. That's swaths of it. That's memorization.
Yeah.
Okay. I barely very few people have this ability. There are a few people with like weirdly incredible memories that can read a book and that like once and then like quote you with, but there's like 5 of them on the planet that.
So I heard, and I heard that eidetic memory isn't really a thing.
Yeah, no, there are and if it was a thing, you wouldn't want to have it.
Oh, no, for sure.
You're unable to let anything go.
Yeah, I don't need all that. I mean, because I don't think people realize that your brain actually does process every blade of grass that you pass. And it just
Briefly.
most of it just filters out of your short-term memory.
Yep.
Like stuff like that almost immediately. And I don't know, like, this is too much. And then there's like a lot of stuff where it's just like, I don't want to remember you. Like, I don't want to remember this interaction. I just want this moment to pass so I can get to the process of filtering it out of my life. No, like, my short-term memory has been a blessing. So I totally get that. But I would kind of like more things to filter into my long-term memory than do, but damn this ADHD.
Squirrel? Why are you not playing? What the? My browser is like crashing and not letting me play the video. I'm pressing the play button.
Oh, this has been a great night.
I don't know why it's doing this. Hold on.
It's been as fun as my browser tonight. I had to I think I crashed twice before the stream. And then
it was like 5 times. It was several.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. Not the whole browser, but like, no, it kept, like what do you call it? I mean, I guess it kind of crashed, honestly. And then, and I kept coming back in, and then I finally reset it. And then I came back, and it crashed once before the stream and once after, and then it froze once. So I think we're just professional streamers tonight, which
YouTube is just buffering. It's not reloading. YouTube is not responding on my end.
Can you try a different browser?
I can try, but yes, I will try.
Well, this is fun. All right, I will talk to the chat. So we have 78% of people who are ride or die titty mobsters and 22% of the chat that are quantum spirituality dualist. You're a quantum spirituality dualist, aren't you, Doc?
Ah, shit.
Oh, what did you do?
Apparently a small amount of water got on a portion of my keyboard. I don't.
Oh, I should have told you. Keyboards hate that.
It hasn't happened for God, like 10 months.
So I usually only spill wine on my keyboards. I love you too, Brie. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
I have a Bluetooth keyboard though, so hopefully I'll be able to use this.
Why isn't that the go-to keyboard?
I need.
Oh, Jester's off to get some tea and bleach. I do not suggest that, Jester. We actually like you. And contrary to things that the presidents say, it is not highly advisable to drink bleach. Please don't do that. Jillian wants to know what books we're talking about. Jillian, do you have any books completely memorized? That would be cool. I'd like to know that, but like not like See Spot Run, right? Does anyone in the chat? Oh, that would be cool. Does anyone in the chat have any books memorized? That would be cool to know. Where's some baking cookies and an oak tree for a Keebler? Word for words. You are still. What do I have anything that I can play? Because Vandy is being completely aloof. Oh, this is a good one.
These two just off in their own world, jacking each other off. Oh my God, why?
I knew what I was signing up for when the chat said bring on Leo.
Yeah, so Leo, you and I should start an OnlyFans, is what I'm saying.
Only physics?
that works.
Observer exists.
I think we'd actually probably make, like, just teaching physics naked and erect in front of a camera. Not touching each other, just full buck ass naked. Fully stiff.
Bucket naked.
Going over incline
in the nude. Someone help me.
Dude, like, actually though, that could be hilarious.
I actually think we'd probably make some money.
Okay. Mine's literally going to like
help me. I don't know how I got here.
Like the old Greeks.
Like, is there a door or a black hole? For fuck's sake.
MIT doesn't give their lectures in black hole thermodynamics completely naked and fully erect. We do things differently here. At Only Physics.
The world will be self-supervised.
Stimulating your mind.
I'm going to need to like upgrade to vodka because like this wine is just not hitting it.
Andrew's reading your mind there, Maya. It's like, please, Rogue Black Hole 2024. That's what I'm voting for.
Rogue Black Hole, asteroid, impending lightning bolt. I'll take anything. Science is hard, guys.
Okay, so the thing that I wanted to share, I can't share that one, but suddenly now my opera seems to be working again.
Okay.
So,
it's always a pleasure to
Where
talk
did
to
we?
But yeah, now that's the question. It was roughly around here-ish, right? Like we saw this graphic. I
want to say 720. Is it 723?
Oh yeah, we saw this graphic too.
Look for 723. I think is where we left off.
That's a great freeze frame.
Manifestation. I can read 1,000 books and memorize.
You are a legend, Maya.
I am. Give me money. I'm playing.
All that information and sit down in a chair and have all that knowledge inside of my head. But until I apply any of that knowledge, I'm no good to myself or anybody else. I'm just a person with a catalog in my brain, but I'm useless until I act on the knowledge. Knowledge is not.
Honestly, I'm not sure you're useful acting on what knowledge you have. Which is like a really harsh thing to say.
No, but like, if he has any usefulness, like anything contained in his brain is not the reason for it. Like maybe he's useful at like killing the bug or opening the jar.
I mean, he's useful for us.
Oh yeah. He's hilarious. He's great for the occasional joke, but yeah, if you're trying to seek knowledge, This might not be the best look.
Not power, but applied knowledge is power. And that applying the knowledge.
No. Power is energy per unit time. Okay, that's what power is. Just to be clear.
Knowledge part takes action. And that's where the action steps come in. Setting goals, doing your meditation, following up on things, being self-sufficient, believing in yourself, understanding the power that's in you, and then trying to achieve benchmarks, celebrating those benchmarks, things like that, move you towards that goal of manifestation. Yeah, this is a.
You know what?
Is this manifestation though?
Yeah, no, I don't like that word. I don't find that to be like a useful word. But like, given the rest of what he just said, what he just said there for like a chunk, like I have my quibbles with it, but like I get what it means, and I agree with most of what I think it means.
Yeah, no. So if you're trying to like goal attainment, I like it.
Yeah.
But again, Billy, does the rhetoric really gel with under the heading? So we're talking about manifestation, which is clearly a different thing. So if you're trying to manifest your goals, like a vision board, I'm all about it, but it's not gonna, like earlier we were talking about manna from heaven. Like, I don't know if the secret crew would really follow him with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm much less of a well-read student on Mana from Heaven, but I think I'm like picking up what you're putting down. Not what
you don't know about the secret.
Oh, I do. I've never read it or watched it. I think it's both or something. Dude, that's like it's like weird prosperity gospel is one word for it, but it's like
yeah.
It's like magnetic attraction, hive mind of the universe, like magic. If you think good things, then good things will happen. It's like
which not wrong.
If you
but also not things, even wrong.
Yeah, exactly. like all else being equal, a positive attitude
is going to get you so much further than a negative attitude. Sure.
All else being equal, but you're acting like the other shit doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have. Yeah, man, if I had known this, I would, or I don't know, maybe I'll rename the stream. It's like Billy Carson. He's not wrong, but he's not even wrong.
Billy Carson, not even wrong. Yeah.
A huge responsibility, because the tongue is a double-edged sword. Responsibility first is to yourself, because what you speak is going to be directly affected by your own personal body first before it reaches anybody else. Anything you think is also going to be processed by your body first before it reaches anybody else. We're talking.
Yeah, not wrong.
I am
like by definition, what you think is processed by your brain, like
right, the brain. That's what I'm thinking. The brain is the body, sure, but you're pointing here, like there are things being processed other places that can communicate what you're thinking outside of your brain. And oh god, I can't. Motherfucker. But you know what? Regios for the win.
Woo!
And Regios has gifted to us 10 more cultists. And those went to Reddington, Chris McDaniel, Mama Laga, Jay Pasick, Kalasia, Jeff C., Pragmatic Crystal. Congrats, John Fapiato, and you are Victoria. God damn, that was some good rain. Oh, and Scott Stanton, good job. You got some. That was some good aim there.
Word.
All right, thank you, Regios. That was a great icebreaker. Oh shit! All right, let's go.
talking
Or
about the power, the
icebreakers,
speed of
palate
thought.
cleanser.
And as soon as you think something, every single cell in your body vibrates to that information.
No, it doesn't. That's dumb and wrong. When you think something not, I am not a medical doctor. I am not that kind of doctor. I am betting my fucking life on this, that there is no vibration frequency that you can measure independently in every little cell that like represents the harmonic of like whatever the hell it is you're thinking. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't even know what to say to that. It's just bad.
Yeah.
Speak something, even if you're talking to somebody else and directing at somebody, your body is already hearing that vibration. It's already being created inside the body in your vocal cords, right? And it's resonating down the actual body cavity, again, vibrating every single individual cell in the body.
Okay, yeah, but that's speaking and not thinking. And also, like, yeah, that's how sound works. Like, come on. It doesn't have to be deep, man.
So from that perspective,
he's about as deep as a puddle. So I mean, like, what are you going to say?
Why, I guess, is
a fair question.
You say,
yeah,
and do. If you're trying to speak something negative on somebody, that negativity is bouncing right back at you like a mirror because it's in your body first before it even gets to them. So you can make yourself sick by talking about somebody else negatively or attacking somebody negatively. So that's a huge.
What I don't like here is what I hate here is maybe very different from what you hate here, but there might be a lot of metaphorical ways in which some of this like is reasonable. It's the fluid switching between them. And maybe what he's saying doesn't even metaphorically make any damn sense. But like it definitely doesn't make any physical sense. And I hate it when they go from acoustic physics to vibes. It just pisses me off.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure. Okay, so Perksy is saying that I missed her.
Oh no.
I must have, because wait, did I miss Robin?
I think so.
Okay. So
yeah, no, Prixie was before my Unfinished Journey. If you can filter by.
Yeah, no, I did. So I can't remember if I did Robin or not. Because I know I did all the super chats. I'm looking at just the gifted memberships. I see Regios. Robin was before Regios, and then Prixie was before Robin. So I do. Okay, so Prixie, sorry. Here we go. Prixie, which this isn't the one, but just because I don't know how far back this is, because when you sort by fan funding, it doesn't give you timestamps. So I do apologize for that. But Prixie Purple has been a member for 5 months. Woo! And Prixie says he's saying the field, but means the feels, and that's.
I feel that.
Right. I cannot deny. I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah. By the way,
mm-hmm.
This is a it's about fields. In physics, a field is simply a thing that has a value at every point in space. That's it. That's all a field is. That value doesn't need to be a single number. It can be a vector. It can be all sorts of things, but it's a thing with a value.
But also, Robin has been a member for 15 months. Thank you, Robin. You know we love you. And we love when you come by. And I know that we are late for the drivers. Apologize for that, but hopefully you can catch us, going to and from wherever it is you go in the morning. And, we appreciate even the, for a channel that does 2-hour shows, sometimes Well, actually, I can't even say 2. Generally, we're 2.5 or 3.
Yeah.
I do appreciate, we have up to 100 people who come back through and watch us, and if you're listening to that right now, I so appreciate you guys are fucking awesome. And then I think I missed Verlian, who did I miss that for $5? Said
Uh,
I tried to quantum tune my mind to get Billy Carson to say something correct. Unfortunately, unlike the MCU, there's no possible world.
I don't think we, because Verillion gave a thing earlier about the Weasel Fund, the Easel Fund,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't remember us getting to that one.
And
So
that was $5. So Brilliant has
yeah.
earned a triple air horn. Right. Big baller. And is that everybody? People
Oh
keep
yeah,
throwing
except
their
for me.
panties at you, Vandy. I think it's the flesh tone shirt.
This is like a fairly orangey orange. So
No, it's not like last week's. You were getting
oh yeah, no, no.
omnivore like really hot and bothered last week. So
Yeah, I have a couple of those actually. I've got like the salmon one that I wore last week, and then it doesn't matter.
no, okay, so like what no, I'm sure nobody remembers, but like I don't know. There are people that were oh god, I'm all open and shit here. There are people that had, that we like that I wanted to get to and deserve to be gotten to first. And now I'll do my Billy rant. Look, Billy. All right. So when you yell at people, it actually does help you feel better, honestly. You're getting it out, you're letting it out. It's no different than like a lot of the ways that people tell you to like maybe write a letter and don't send it. But
Burn
telling
them.
them off to their face would be writing the letter and sending it, but it's the same concept. It's getting it out. Anytime you get something out, it's not it actually is good for you. The bad part is the negative emotions that are associated with it that remain in your body. So if you get it out and it's out, then it's not a bad thing. However, it can have bad consequences. You are actually letting the bad energy out through your words, through those emotions. Like you can walk away feeling better from it. You don't. I mean, depending on your temperament and whether or not you have an actual conscience and feel bad about blessing people out, could deter whether or not you keep the bad emotions with you, or if like it's just like, wow, I feel better. Sucks to be you though, because you have to live with being such an asshole. But it's not my problem, so fuck you. If you're that kind of person, then yeah, you can walk away and be better about it. Like what Billy's saying isn't necessarily true in and of itself. Like, so what he's saying is like having those words. It's like, how they always talk about like that water experiment, like when you yell affirming statements at water, it has like a good structure when it's frozen, or when you
Yeah, this
like,
bullshit.
yeah. The bullshit, yeah, the bullshit study. That one, that's what he's getting at. You know how we're like mostly water?
Yeah.
That's what he's getting at when he's saying all that. But as we all know here, that's bullshit. Um,
Mythbusters did a like an experiment where they yelled at plants
mhm.
or like said soothing things to plants.
Plants love being
Um,
yelled at.
yeah, and the one with the plants getting yelled at and the heavy metal music did like noticeably better than the other greenhouse.
No, I did an impromptu. I think I was saying this on a different stream where I just came in behind like an HR person that was very bad at her job, and just every day I'm trying to get through files. I'm like, why the fuck would you do this? Like, this makes no sense. And to my office mate, I was just like, I'm so sorry. You're probably tired of me, like, just swearing all the goddamn time. And she's like, no, my plants love it. Like, I've never seen them like this healthy. And I think they think you're talking to them, but like, how plants don't know English. They
Well,
just,
also, if maybe vibrations help them loosen up a little. Like, it wouldn't be the craziest thing. It probably is coincidence.
I don't know. The best I can say is her plants loved it when I was mad. But if other plants, they just like that kind of, I don't know, whatever. Plants seem to be totally cool with it. It doesn't, or if nothing else, it doesn't negatively affect their health. But yeah, what Billy's saying, I think that if you think about the practical implications of having a conscience and feeling bad for making other people feel bad, what that is like those negative feelings still like staying in your mind, and causing stress and tension that, if left unresolved, will come out in other ways. So I mean, that's the best way I can still man that, with scientific facts, is to give him that. But again, Billy Carson, kids, is a goddamn idiot, and you should not listen to a thing he says, because if you know what he's talking about, you will see that it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Vandy, questions, comments, concerns?
Well, I mean, I was wondering if you were going to go so far as to also ask about the concerns, because Maya, I feel like I have rights on this channel and you keep on mistreating me by...
They can't hear you. They can't hear you.
We didn't have bingo, so that wasn't a square tonight.
Oh, well,
That's my fault.
That's a freebie then. You're welcome, kids. Do you have anything coming up anytime soon?
My brother's wedding.
Oh, yeah. So when is that going to happen?
That is on June 22nd, so I will not be here on June 22nd, which is a Sunday. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on. So my mom, I did the rounds, and my mom and my grandma laid the guilt trip on me really bad. So I am trying to get me out there for Memorial Day. I think we have people booked through like this time next month, so I'm gonna have to figure out. I'm gonna stream at my mom's house.
Where is your mom's house? We can discuss that later.
Yeah. Yeah, nowhere close to my house where I can run home and stream real quick. Suffice it to say. But I don't know. I might be moving out there, so people may know where my mom lives soon. I mean, just because I'll be living, I don't know. I am not gonna move in with my mom, but same state at least. And she lives in like a really old, like a place where a lot of old people live. So I'm probably not going to stay in that city.
I mean, don't you work at a place where a lot of old people live?
Yeah, but not the whole city. You know what's really funny? I think my county was deemed the most atheist county in the United States. And I get people who, to deal with worker stress, will hand out chick tracts.
I have never listened to a chick track, as far as I know.
No, they're the little.
I know what they are. Yeah, I know what they are. I just I've listened to them, but only in the context of like people responding and talking about them. Like on YouTube.
Yeah,
basically.
No, in Illinois, I used to get them all the goddamn time. And especially as a waitress, people used to pass that out instead of money.
Oh my God, fuck them.
Yeah.
Right?
If you're a Christian and you're listening to this and you do this, you are not helping your server become saved. That
Monies don't pay bills.
what
I mean,
here.
Chick
What he
tracts
just
don't
said,
pay bills.
what he just said is the prevailing response from every server I've in every restaurant across 3 different states that I've seen that happen to. If you're gonna give a Chick tract, wrap it up in a $20 bill.
Yeah.
Or put the $20 bill inside of it. It's gonna make people listen to you a lot more. But the paper instead of money, that is not money. It's not hopeful at all. At all. So yeah, maybe don't do that. If you're trying to win souls for Jesus, just I don't know how much you'll listen to that coming from somebody like me, but I'm I'm not wrong about this. And if you think about it for longer than a second, I think you'll understand why. I don't know. And so in the so I love this shirt. Did you see the shirt? The shirt that Titan posted. You have to buy this.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I mean, Titan, I'm gonna need an actual. Hold on, I can open it.
Can you? I want
Yes, I can.
everyone to share our fun.
Boom. And boom.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So you're totally wearing this in the next live, right?
I don't know if I can get one that fast.
That'd be okay. Okay.
Maybe I can. Like if it's on
You
Amazon,
might be able
I can get
to.
it.
Like if it's on Amazon, absolutely.
I can get it in 2 days probably, but I mean, and like if you find it somewhere local, I like one time I left my house and I went to Party City and bought clown outfit materials specifically because people were making clown jokes.
It was your girlfriend, wasn't it?
This time it actually wasn't. They were responding to jokes my girlfriend made, but it was on a show before our show, and I went and I got the clown wig, and then I joined their stream with my camera off, and I was like, and I went on a 30-second tirade about how horrific and rude it was for them to ever treat me like a clown, like I would ever present myself like that. And then I turned my camera on right at the crescendo wearing the clown outfit.
So this is a good question, though. Andrew asked, why are the nipples in the armpits?
Yeah, I'm not actually going to pull up my shirt, but my nipples aren't that far to...
One would hope. That is not normal. All right. So you have nothing coming up this week or anytime soon?
I have nothing.
Nothing.
I'm
not sure if Jay's going to pull me into a stream of Black non-believers or not, but if so, oh wait, is anybody going live? Nope. All right. Well, if so, I'll see you guys tomorrow at Skeptic Haven at 8:00 Central. And if not, we will see you here next week for a new person. I think a new person. Maybe this person's been on before. I don't know.
Who is it? Because I don't know.
I believe Jester is on next week.
Jester?
I believe. Don't quote me on that. But great person next week. And we will see you guys. Love you all. And until then, I'll see you in the chats. Vandy is antisocial. So who knows if or when you'll ever see him.
Yeah.
All right. Say bye, Vandy.
Bye.
And happy Mother's Day, moms. I hope you all got your tiaras.